If you are in India right now during Navaratri, you'll have a goddess statue near you, if not a grand pandal. And most likely it will be the statue of Goddess Durga, riding her tiger or lion and slaying Mahishasura. Or in some other regions, it could be Kali killing Raktabija or Chamunda killing Chandamunda. Where does all this imagery come from? It comes from a very powerful scripture known as Devi Mahatmyam or Durga Saptashati or Chandipat, which is a part of Markandeya Puran. As you can imagine, there's a battle between the forces of good and evil going on. But when we delve deeper into it, we realize that this battle is not just going outside of us, but it is within each and every one of us. And the demons are our own fears, our attachments, our desires, our ego, and a false sense of who we really are. And so whenever the shadow of any system, it becomes really strong and powerful, it has to be overcome and integrated in order to restore the balance. And that's what's going on over here. One of the key teachings of Devi Mahatmyam is that the goddess exists in multiple forms. She's not this unidimensional passive figure. The various forms of Devi represent different aspects of the divine feminine energy, which is seen as both the creator and the destroyer. The destructive aspect is essential because without destruction of the old, there cannot be the creation of the new. The universe operates on the cycle of birth, life, death, and rebirth, and the feminine principle governs this cycle. Each form of Devi is invoked in different contexts because the universe requires different functions to maintain order. Where does the goddess Durga come from? In the text, the gods are unable to defeat the shape-shifting Asura known as Mahishasura. So the gods combined all of their energy into this Shakti and gave her different weapons to fight the Asuras in different forms as they appear in the text. Shakti isn't just a sidekick to the gods. She is behind everything that happens in the universe. So gods represent the cosmic principles. For example, Shiva represents destruction, Vishnu preservation, and Brahma creation. However, without this Shakti, they cannot move anything. They'll be stuck. So this Shakti is what brings their potential into dynamic action. Okay, so why only the goddess could help the gods win the battle? This battlefield in Devi Mahatmyam is not just a place of physical combat, but it represents swirling chaos, where cosmic forces are colliding and the lines between reality and illusion are blurring. Each demon, with its shape-shifting and illusory nature, represents chaos at a different level altogether. Even though gods have immense power in their own domain, Shiva can destruct, Vishnu can preserve, Brahma can create, they needed to unify their power so that the destruction, creation, preservation, protection, all that can happen at once. And this wasn't a battle that could be won with power alone. The solution couldn't be one-dimensional. Durga had to be as dynamic and multidimensional as the threats she faced. For example, Kali emerges from the forehead of Durga while fighting Raktabija, who had regenerative powers. So to tackle Raktabija, it required a fiercer form of destruction. What was required was not just destruction, but also balanced restoration and creation. And so, Durga, with her multi-dimensional forms, was the ultimate weapon that the gods could have in order to face this shape-shifting chaos. In the Devi Mahatmyam, the Devi represents the feminine warrior archetype, which is capable of defending the entire cosmos. This archetype is not unique to Indian mythology. It's also found in Greek mythology as Athena and Egyptian mythology as Sekhmet. They tell us that the feminine is not just limited to passive nurturing roles, but they can emerge as fierce warriors when the situation demands it. Isn't the goddess acting in a masculine way when she's fighting in the battlefield? Well, there is a concept of Ardhanareshwara in Hinduism, which represents the unity of masculine and feminine principle. In this image of Ardhanareshwara, there is half Shiva and half Shakti, representing perfect unity of both the energies. It is said that the Devi is being kind to the Asuras by killing them. Why? Because she is liberating them from their negative karmic cycle. In Hindu philosophy, actions are governed by karma, the law of cause and effect. The Asuras, through their arrogance, greed, and ego-driven actions, have accumulated a lot of negative karma. They feel that they are separate from everyone, that they need to dominate and kill anyone who comes in their way. If they continue to live like this, they'll continue to accumulate more and more negative karma and create more and more karmic debt for themselves. By killing these Asuras, the Devi is cutting short their cycle of accumulating negative karma and thereby reducing their karmic debt. She is giving them an opportunity to be born again, do better deeds, and evolve spiritually. So in this way, she is acting compassionately. In the Devi Mahatmyam, the Asura Shumbha becomes infatuated with goddess's beauty, and he sends his messenger to propose her for marriage. The goddess responds with a condition, saying that she would only marry someone who could defeat her in battle. So Shumbha gets offended, and he and his brother decide to capture the goddess by force. And this leads to the fierce battle where goddess, in her various forms, slays the demons and their armies. Let's look at why Durga refuses to marry Shumbha. Number one, he embodies ego and arrogance, which are incompatible with her purity and righteousness. Durga represents independence as an autonomous being, and she's self-sufficient. So she refuses to marry someone who just sees her as an object of his conquest, like a prize or trophy. She challenges him to defeat her in the battle to see if he is spiritually and morally strong enough to approach the divine. By refusing to marry him, she is staying true to her purpose of restoring and preserving the dharma. In the text, there is a powerful moment where the goddess declares, "I alone exist here in the world. Who else is there besides me?" This highlights a paradox that the goddess is both the creator of this drama and a participant in the same. She's suggesting that everything, gods, demons, the universe itself, is a manifestation of her own essence. On the other hand, the gods are invoking her to help defeat the demons as if she were a separate entity coming to their aid. This paradox highlights the concept of Leela or divine play, where the goddess creates all the forms, both the gods and the Asuras, everyone and everything, in order to express and experience her own nature. It teaches us that all these dualities of good versus evil, creator versus created, they all exist within this larger, unified, single existence. What is the deeper meaning behind this anthropomorphic worship of the statues of the goddess? Now, these rituals during Navaratri, they are not just about statues and decoration, but they are opportunities to connect with the goddess on different levels. There is an aspect of immanence that we are acknowledging that the statue is like a living presence of the goddess. In a way, we are saying that we see you, we feel you, we know you are here. Then there is an aspect of transcendence. When we are doing meditation or chanting mantras, we are saying that the goddess is not just in the form and not just the statue, but is beyond the statue. And when we do that, we take that outer experience of the goddess to inside, to experiencing her in the form of limitless consciousness. It's only inside we can experience expanse, because outside everything has its limits. Thank you for watching this video. Please support my work by subscribing to my channel. And if you like this video, please give it a like, share it with your friends and family members.